For nearly 2 years, the mainstream media sold us a fairy tale, that Angel Reese was not only the future of the WNBA but its undeniable present. Crowned by corporate sponsors, hailed by highlight reels, and paraded across social media as the league's new icon, Reese became a walking billboard for what the league wanted to project: bold, brash, marketable. But with the release of the WNBA All-Star voting returns, the illusion collapsed. And what's left in its place is the cold, unfiltered truth. Angel Reese isn't the face of the league. She's not even close. While Reese basked in the spotlight, doing interviews, posing for magazine covers, and telling anyone who would listen that she was the reason fans were tuning in, fans themselves told a different story. When it came time to vote, they didn't just whisper a preference. They roared. And their message was undeniable. Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever rookie whose resume already reads like a basketball epic, didn't just edge past Reese, she obliterated her. Over 516,000 votes flooded in for Clark, securing her status not just as an all-star, but as the unequivocal fan favorite. Reese, a distant 13th place. With only 173,000 votes to her name, she didn't sniff the top 10. Not even close. And in a season where every vote is half fan-powered, 50% to be exact, that kind of gap isn't just a numbers game. It's a referendum. On who matters. On who's real. On who's earned their stripes in a league where the scoreboard doesn't lie. The most visible 30% shooter in modern basketball history. That's what Reese has become. You couldn't scroll your feed without seeing her face. The branding campaign was relentless. From bus ads to podcasts, talk shows to TikToks, Angel Reese wasn't just marketed, she was manufactured. Media outlets practically declared her the engine of the WNBA's growth. Some pieces even failed to mention Caitlin Clark at all, as if Clark's 30-foot daggers and record-breaking crowds were footnotes in Reese's story. But fans weren't buying it. Because while Reese was everywhere, Clark was doing what stars actually do, winning hearts with buckets. Her highlight reel wasn't built in a marketing meeting. It was forged under arena lights. While Reese trended for sound bites and statements, Clark trended for step-back threes and no-look dimes. And that's what people voted for. Performance. Let's be brutally honest. Reese's numbers this season don't scream all-star, they scream accountability. She's shooting under 31% from the field. Just 28% at the rim, where post players are supposed to live. She's blocked only 2 shots all year. Her scoring is inconsistent. Her playmaking, minimal. And while she does lead the league in rebounds, a closer look reveals many of them are off her own misses, me-bounds, as critics now call them. Energy. Sure. Attitude. Absolutely. But impact. Game-changing presence. That's missing. Meanwhile, Clark didn't just show up, she took over. On the court, in the polls, and in the hearts of fans who know the difference between hype and hoop. This is Clark's second straight year leading All-Star voting. And this time, she's poised to shatter records. Rumors are already swirling about her crossing 1 million votes. And it's no accident. The fans aren't confused, they're dialed in. They're telling the league what matters most. And it's not flashy interviews or catchy catchphrases. It's results. And that's where the disconnect between the media and the fan base becomes undeniable. Because for all the manufactured energy surrounding Reese, the social campaigns, the branded posts, the carefully sculpted persona, the fans refused to follow the script. They saw the numbers. They watched the games. And they said, no thanks. The WNBA's official social accounts pushed Reese like she was the second coming. Highlight after highlight, most of them from her LSU days, not even the pros, filled the timeline. Forbes called her the spark plug of the league. Talk shows discussed her cultural impact more than her court production. But none of it translated into votes. Because marketing might catch attention, but it can't substitute for substance. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, wasn't handed anything. She earned it. Her rise wasn't written by publicists. It was earned through game-winning shots, floor vision that turns defenders into statues, and box scores that demand respect. While Reese was busy branding herself as the reason people are watching, Clark was out there giving people actual reasons to watch. It's not just Clark either. Players like Aaliyah Boston, Kiki Iriafen, and Nafisa Collier, who put in the work game after game, were all rewarded by the fans. Boston pulled in 447,000 votes, Collier 485,000. These are names backed by performance, not just presence. They lead with their play, not their Instagram. And what about Reese? After all the noise, all the branding, all the promotional machinery behind her. 13th place. Behind rookies. Behind role players. Behind athletes who don't get half the media exposure but put up full stat lines every night. Reese's fans say she's misunderstood. That she's a victim of biased coverage. That the league hasn't given her the right pieces. But the numbers don't lie. When she had a chance to dominate, to prove her worth, to back up her bold claims with buckets, she disappeared. Her performance against the Fever, for example, was so lackluster it felt like satire. Clark wasn't even on the floor. It was Reese's stage. And she dropped a 4-point performance so flat it became a meme, not a milestone. And then there's the fanbase, or lack thereof. Despite leading the league in social media followers, Reese didn't lead in votes. Not even close. Critics argue that many of those followers are bots or ghost accounts. Others point out that if followers don't translate to ticket sales or viewership, then they don't matter. Because this isn't a popularity contest, it's a credibility contest. And the fans have spoken. They don't want to be told who the star is. They want to feel it. They want authenticity. They want game. And Reese, for all her ambition and charisma, just hasn't shown enough of it on the hardwood. Her rebounding is strong, but the rest of her game is still catching up. And in a league that's more competitive than ever, where rookies are arriving NBA ready and veterans are playing like it's their final shot, there's no room for passengers. Reese isn't a villain. She's just a player caught in a moment too big for her current abilities. She's a lesson in what happens when marketing gets ahead of development. When persona tries to outpace performance. And right now, fans are making it clear, they'll take a humble bucket over a viral soundbite any day. The message from the All-Star vote is loud and unflinching. You don't get to claim greatness. You earn it. Not with slogans. Not with interviews. Not even with rebounds alone. You earn it with buckets, blocks, assists, and heart. You earn it every night under the lights. So what now for Angel Reese? She can still write her story. She's got the tools. She's got the drive. But she needs more than hustle. She needs refinement. She needs a jump shot. A post move. A second gear on defense. She needs to be more than a headline. She needs to be a stat line. The league, the fans, the media, they're all watching. And Reese can either grow into the player she claims to be or fade as another cautionary tale of a hype train that ran out of steam.